Revenge has always been thought of to be only a human trait, and oh how wrong we are. There have been many documented cases of animals exacting revenge on humans, and here are but just some of them. Make sure you stick around to the end to hear the most gruesome revenge story you'll probably ever encounter. Here are animals that took revenge on humans. Number 10. Truman Spitz. Octopuses are intelligent animals with good vision and the ability to remember things. In fact, they're notoriously hard to keep in an enclosure. Somehow, someway, they're always able to find the tiniest of gaps and squeeze their body into it. Anyway, aside from being the Houdini of the animal kingdom, they're also capable of holding grudges and taking revenge whenever they get the chance. This was the case of Truman, an octopus that used to live at the New England Aquarium in Boston, Massachusetts. Truman took a particular dislike for a woman who was volunteering at the aquarium and would shoot a stream of water at her at every opportunity that he got. The lady later left for college but returned for a visit a few months later. Truman, who hadn't been shooting water at anyone in the meantime, quickly shot a stream of water at her the moment he saw her. Why Truman hates only this lady in particular is still unknown. Number 9. Pack Mentality. In 2015, a man in Chongqing, China drove to his home one evening to find a stray dog relaxing in his parking space. Instead of, being nice and shooing the dog, which is what any normal guy would do who isn't a monster, he decided to kick it out of the way before parking his car. Probably a bad day in the office, probably just a jerk, Of course, the dog didn't take the kicking incident lying down. It rounded up a posse, and they all proceeded to vandalize the man's car. They used their jaws to make dents in the car and bit the windshield wipers. The man was shocked when he awoke the next morning to find his car full of dents. He only realized what happened when a neighbor who saw the dogs attacking the car told him. Number 8. Brainy birds. Without a doubt, crows are among the smartest animals in the world. In fact, they've been observed using simple tools, solving complex problems, and demonstrating more common sense than some of your friends. As it turns out, crows also use their smarts to hold grudges and even exact revenge on people. A few researchers found this out the hard way. Researchers in Seattle were trapping crows for a study. It was soon discovered that the crows didn't take too well to being trapped and being studied. Even after an entire year without seeing the researchers, upon finally seeing them again in the wild, the crows would caw in anger and dive bomb them in mobs of 30 or more birds. The number of attacking crows was greater than the number previously trapped and studied, though. Obviously, word had spread in the crow community about certain scientists trapping crows, and the birds have since been on a lookout. Number 7. A vengeful tiger. Back in 2016 in Kerala, India, a male tiger went on a revenge rampage after a poacher hunted and killed its mate and cub. Not really satisfied with illegal poaching, Baby, which is the most unlikely name for a poacher ever, was part of a group of moonshiners who were illegally brewing alcohol in the forest. In one of these illegal brewing expeditions, the group came upon the tigress and her cub. Baby, the upstanding person that he was, shot and killed the mother and the cub. He then skinned them and the group shared the meat. 3 days later, the group returned to their base of operations in the forest. This time, the male tiger was waiting for them. He singled out Baby, pouncing on him and mauling him pretty badly before dragging him into the forest. Miraculously, Baby survived the attack, but his injuries were so severe that he succumbed to them a few days later. Number 6. Elephant Raid. If there's ever an animal that you never want to antagonize, it's the elephant, especially the wild ones. They are highly intelligent creatures with an incredible memory. They're also very emotional. They are known to grieve the death of their own kind, and sometimes this grief can turn into anger and then result in vengeance. Back in July of 2016, a group of 16 elephants belonging to 2 different herds wreaked havoc on several villages around the Champis Forest Range in Kionjar, India. The invasion lasted for 2 whole weeks and resulted in the destruction of 54 houses. People initially thought that this was just a random series of attacks by rogue elephants, but further investigation into the matter unearthed a shocking reason. A few nights before the attack started, poachers poisoned and killed a male elephant and made off with its tusks. The attack on the villages was an act of vengeance by the elephants in retaliation for the death of their comrade. Honestly, play dumb games, win dumb prizes. Number 5. Never taunt a tiger. On Christmas Day 2007, a tigress was able to escape from her enclosure and proceeded to attack 3 men, fatally injuring one of them. Two of the three men were brothers, Paul and Colbill Dalwell, with the third one being their friend, a man named Carlos Souza. Titania, the escaped tigress, initially attacked Colbert. Trying to help out, Souza distracted the tigress, only to horribly have it backfire on him. The tigress leapt Colbert and turned her sights towards Souza, fatally injuring him. She wasn't done though. She pursued the fleeing Colbert, using his blood trail to track him down. She then chanced upon Paul, who fled along with Colbert and attacked him. The attack would have been fatal if it weren't for the police, who arrived just in time to stop the attack. Unfortunately, in order to do so, the police had to shoot the tigress down. It was later found out that before her escape, the three men were yelling and taunting the tigress from outside her enclosure. Number 4. Poke me, and I bite back. In some parts of the world, wild animals can become a nuisance, especially when they encroach into areas with a lot of people. So, when a leopard started attacking livestock in an area near Lake Nakuru National Park in Kenya, it was only natural for people to want him out. So they asked for the help of park rangers to capture and relocate the animal. The capture went smoothly. It was the release that got a bit dicey. Ranger Alexander Rono used a long stick to poke at the leopard to encourage it to leave the cage. The leopard did not like this though, and it growled at the ranger and bit the stick. When she finally did leave the cage, she didn't run into the forest as the rangers expected. No, she apparently had her own idea. Instead of running away, she decided to run towards the front of the vehicle and tried to jump into the cabin where Rono was sitting. She failed at the first try, but was successful at getting half her body in the second try. She then proceeded to claw at Rono's face with her sharp claws, while attempting to deliver a fatal bite to his neck. Fortunately, Rono managed to kick the angry leopard out the cabin window, who then made a run forward into the forest. Rono did survive the attack, but required a total of 21 stitches to close up his wounds. Number 3. The Hunt. And yet another tiger has made it to our list. I'm starting to think that tigers are naturally vengeful animals at this point, and here's another example. A Siberian tiger had just finished hunting and was enjoying the fruits of its labor when Russian poacher Vladimir Markov came upon him. Seizing the opportunity, Markov shot at the tiger, wounding it but failing to go for the kill. The tiger fled, and to add insult to injury, Markov decided to help himself to the spoils of the tiger's hunt. This didn't sit well with the tiger at all. 48 hours later, the wounded tiger was able to track Markov down to his cabin. Finding that Markov wasn't there, the tiger trashed the place, then waited for the poacher to arrive. When he finally did end up arriving, the tiger pounced on him and then proceeded to eat him. To this day, this is the only known incident of a tiger waiting for, attacking, and eating a human, all in the name of vengeance. Now it's time for today's best pick. Now we're going to talk about another vengeful animal, the gorilla. Find out more next with number 2. A different kind of vengeance. Gorillas are extremely intelligent creatures. That's why when they discovered a threat, not only to them but to all animals that call the Volcanoes National Park in Rwanda home, they simply had to do something about it. Poachers often set snares in Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park for bushmeat. These traps are designed to capture animals like antelope, but gorillas also often get caught up in them. Usually older gorillas are strong enough to free themselves, but younger gorillas can't and often die in the traps. Then one day a female gorilla got caught in the trap. The snare's rope cut into her leg, causing a fatal case of gangrene. Right after this, researchers started seeing young gorillas scouring the area for snare traps, and whenever they found a snare, the gorillas would sabotage it. They did this so that no other young family members would ever get hurt. 2 of the gorillas showed great expertise at finding and destroying these snares, so much so that when a silverback found a snare, he called for the 2 to quickly deal with it. This should teach poachers for laying deadly traps in the gorilla's domain, but I doubt it actually will. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. Decapitation by camel. An Indian man named Urjaram had a pet camel back in 2016. He was too engrossed in hosting some guests in his home in Mangta village, Rajasthan, India, that he forgot about the camel he tied out in the scorching suns for the entire day. When the man tried untying the camel at night, the already very angry camel caught him by the neck and lifted him up before throwing him back to the ground. Thereafter, it chewed on the neck until the head was separated from the body. It took 25 villagers about 6 hours to calm the angry camel down. What's the most gruesome animal revenge story that you've heard? Let us know down below in the comments. Also make sure to check out the channel's other amazing videos. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.